Greetings, my name is Neosekken, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. In the last episode, everybody went about their business as usual, trying to find any clues that would lead to a way out of the school, but predictably we had no luck on that front. Other than that, I spent some time socializing with Toko, and, well, eventually, Monokuma summoned us all to the gymnasium to give us a second motive for killing each other. That being that if we didn't kill each other within 24 hours of the meeting they were having discussing said motive, he would reveal everybody's deepest and darkest secrets to the world at large. And to prove that he did indeed know what these secrets are, he gave each of us personalized envelopes, detailing as much for each individual person that was there. So after that, he left us, and everybody pretty much spent the rest of the day and went to bed anxious as to whether or not someone would actually go and kill somebody in order to protect a dark secret of theirs. Fast forward to the morning here. It looks like someone did indeed do just that. As you can see, Chihiro is just hanging around here, poor thing. And, well, the fact that she's dead is, well, in my opinion, not the most bizarre thing about, well, the scene that we're seeing here. Chihiro is bound up here by a cord, and we got the word bloodlust written in blood on the back of the wall here, along with a few other details. So, yeah, our investigation has more or less just begun for our second murder trial, so I need to go ahead and talk to everybody and see what they have to offer. Oh yeah, I need to look at Chihiro first. Hold on. For now, pay attention to the wall. I'll pay attention to whatever the fuck I want to, thank you very much. Huh? I said it once already. There's a word written there. On the wall. The word bloodlust is written on the wall in blood.
So...
I don't think it's any kind of dying message. It's just too... strange. Dying messages can be strange, Kyoko. Just saying. Just like a lot of things can be strange. But you know, that thing about writing bloodlust in blood, doesn't it sound kind of familiar? A murderous fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. And at the scene of each crime, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. Yeah, I remember now, them talking about, well, I'll let Pretty Boy here talk. They're like a ghost, attacking suddenly and then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. And what nickname did the internet give this mysterious serial killer?
What?
Genocide Jack! Genocide Jack. The murderous fiend whose grisly attacks were famous all across the country. The ultimate murderous fiend, creating a reputation of abnormal, downright cruel killings.
What is this?
Then this is... some copycat killer trying to imitate Genocide Jack's style? But why would anyone do that? Perhaps it's the work of the real Genocide Jack. The real? Wait, are you saying Genocide Jack is here in the school?
No way!
There's no way! But going so far as to write bloodlust at the scene... I'm surprised at their stupidity.
Well,
I can't imagine a worse situation than dealing with a stupid murderer. What is it now? Toko! Hino was pointing toward the entrance to the girls' locker room. Toko was the last to arrive, and now she was just standing there. No. Why? 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 Are you okay? She fainted. That did not sound good. Toko! Hina rushed over to the collapsed Toko and started trying to shake her awake. Toko, are you okay? Come on, wake up! That's right. I just remembered what she said about how she faints every time she sees blood.
Oh.
Is she hemophobic? I imagine she does not watch too many horror films then. This isn't a violation of the rules, right? I mean, technically she passed out somewhere besides her room. No, I think it should be okay. The regulations prohibit sleeping. Like, on purpose. So since she didn't faint on purpose, it doesn't count? Gotcha.
Just a second.
Toko, can you hear me? Hey, you gotta wake up! As if she'd heard her. Toko suddenly shot awake. As in, she literally jumped up from where she was laying. It was such a strange reaction. I was at a total loss for words. She leapt straight up into the air, changing her stance as she did. I repeat, Toko, are you okay? In no time flat, she was just standing up. Ignoring the physical contortions she had to go through, her motions were totally haphazard. Huh? What? Sorry about that. I was just so shocked, you know? It happens, right? Was I the only one? Toko? Are you okay? I'm fine. I'm fine. Whoa! Is that a dead body? Hey! Are you dead?
What the heck?
She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back, a top ending and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies.
Well...
This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different. No, everything's fine. At least the stutter's all gone. That's a good thing, right? Yeah, it is, but that's not really the key issue here.
I see.
It's clear to me that everything is not fine. Your eyes seem strangely vacant. It might be best if we take her back to her room for the time being.
So,
I don't mind taking her, but could someone help me? If you need help, I don't mind. Taka, could you help me? Huh? She totally ignored me. Would you even have the strength? Very well. You take care of the girl, and the rest of us can begin the investigation right away. Can I assume nobody has a problem leaving Sakura and Mondo on guard duty again? Hold on a second. Rush into an investigation? The mastermind isn't behind that. After what happened last time, surely you realize that.
Don't make me repeat myself.
There is no question that Chihiro was murdered by someone among us. We don't have definitive proof of that, to be fair, but given the circumstances, it is the most reasonable thing to suspect. Isn't that right, Monokuma?
Of course!
Right as rain! But don't take it as a bad thing. It's just a fact of life. Because that's how graduation works. Then it's happened again? What do you think, genius? Can't you see the corpse right in front of you? Whoops. Log button. There we go. Is that what you're saying? That another one of us? Another one of us killed a fellow classmate? What? Does that freak you out? You guys got no balls, you know that? Is there just nothing down there at all? Well, I'll let you pray to mine if you want. Actually, I don't have any either. Sorry.
Stop talking.
Stop monologuing and give us what you came here to give us. You did bring it, right? I sure did, chum.
It's the Monokuma file!
Allow me to present the next Monokuma file. I know how much you must be looking forward to it.
See ya later!
I'm absolutely giddy with excitement. So please do your very tippy-top best on this investigation.
No way!
Do we really gotta do another investigation? Well, if we don't, we're all dead. Examining the corpse of one of our friends. Having to suspect all our other friends?
Why?
I hate this. I can't take it anymore.
Oh no!
I hate it too! You can hate it all you want, but we gotta do what we gotta do.
Help me!
I've had enough! I'm getting out of here!
Hey!
Where do you plan on going? There's nowhere to run.
Such ignorance.
Just accept it already. After all, blood is just a liquid. A dead body is a simple object. That's a very dehumanizing way of looking at it. You are very enthusiastic about all of this, are you not?
Naturally.
How can I not be? If we don't unmask the culprit, we all die. That's true, but to jump into it so soon...
What?
What? Do you want to die?
Such ignorance.
Fine. Then go off and die somewhere. Right now. Go ahead. You're a waste of space.
Damn you!
A dead body is an object.
Piece of shit!
Chihiro wasn't an object! Show a little respect or I'll beat some into you!
Calm down.
Everyone stop bickering. Listen, there's some truth in what Byakuya said. Kyoko!
Because...
If we don't solve the mystery and find the killer, our own lives are forfeit. And if Byakuya is right, that Genocide Jack is somehow the one who killed Chihiro,
That's right.
then unless we do something, more victims could start piling up.
What?
Forget more victims! If we mess this up, we're all dead meat!
Hey! Hey!
Hold on, hold on! If that's your worry, you don't gotta worry any longer. In any one killing game, the guilty party may only kill a maximum of 2 people. What? I don't remember any rule like that.
Actually...
I just came up with it. It'd be nice if you had these rules all planned out right from the get-go, instead of having us having to worry about you just arbitrarily adding or maybe even changing rules at a later point at your own whims. You know what I mean? It's a peace of mind sort of thing. I mean, if one person went around and killed everyone, your lovely student life would be all over, right? Well, yeah. The new rule has been added to the regulations menu. And... sure enough, here it is, number 11. The guilty party may only kill a maximum of 2 people during a single killing game.
So then...
In that case, why not limit it to 1 person?
Hey,
Well, in a good mystery, you don't want to miss out on at least the potential of a serial killer angle. No! Just one would totally murder that possibility.
Punishment is waiting for you.
Farewell for now. I'll catch you guys at the class trial. I can't say I understand his thinking, but if we can kill up to 2 people, then one more person's life could still be in danger. Which is definitely not good. We need to uncover the culprit before something else happens.
You son of a bitch!
You need to shut the fuck up!
So,
Well, for now, Taka and me are gonna drop Toko off at a room. Nice! I'm gonna get dropped off!
there is nothing to be done.
We have no time to stand around here. We must begin our investigation tout suite. Or tout suite. If we do not solve the mystery of who killed Chihiro,
Is that okay?
then we will quickly follow her into the afterlife. That's true. I hate this, but if I want to survive, me and everyone else, we have to do it. We don't have any other choice. Alright, here we go. First of all, I better check the Monokuma file to see exactly what's going on. The victim was Chihiro Fujisaki. The time of death is estimated around 2 a.m. The body was discovered in the girls' locker room on the 2nd floor of the school. The cause of death was a blow to the head of a blunt object. Again, probably that barbell on the floor right there. She was killed instantly. That's all it says. well, it's not like there's any point in complaining about it. No matter what, I gotta do what I gotta do. Okay, we got that to truthful sections. Hey, Makoto, do you have a second? I don't even have a millisecond to spare for you. Get lost. Huh? Did you need something from me?
Naturally.
Of course. Life without purpose is quite dull, you know. So... what did you need? I'm going to let you cooperate with me during my investigation. I don't remember ever signing up to be part of your crappy investigation. My investigations are perfectly competent, thank you very much. I don't need a master of everything like you to help me out. Huh?
What?
I'm purchasing your talent. It's not for sale. The same talent which allowed you to solve Sayaka's case. Solve? No, I just...
Stop talking.
You seem to have some limited use, which is why I've chosen you. You have the honor of contributing to my investigation. Super. So, you're inviting me to come with you. You're doing it in the most arrogant way possible, though. Would you really expect any less from him?
Let's go.
Now then, shall we get started? But... we need to get moving. There's no time to be standing around. I don't really know what just happened, but it looks like I'll be working with Byakuya on this one. Well, let's see. I think I'll start by getting everybody's testimonies first. So I'll start with you, Kyoko. She took her time examining Chihiro's corpse. She poked and prodded, going over every inch of the lifeless body. You're a very strange woman, you know, being able to touch a dead body with absolutely no trouble. She seems to be concentrating pretty hard. It's like she can't even hear us. Well, I see you're busy, so I'll leave you to it. If you have time to talk, you have time to start investigating. Just thought I'd check with you, sir. I use this locker room all the time. Now, it's become the site of Chihiro's death. But why was she killed in the locker room? Well, there's some heavy objects in here, no? Like that barbell? Plenty of stuff you can use to basically clonk somebody over the head. Actually, if you think about it, she could have been killed somewhere else, then carried here. True. After all, the Monokuma file did said that the body was discovered in the girl's locker room. That doesn't necessarily mean that she was killed here. She was very light, that is true. It wouldn't be hard for someone to carry her. But still,
Well,
I still think she came here on her own. By choice. What makes you say that? She's been talking a lot lately about how she wanted to get stronger. She has been talking about that, yeah? So you're saying she came here to exercise. But according to the Monokuma file, apparently she was killed around 2 in the morning. Would she really been exercising that late?
perhaps.
Hina or myself are usually in the locker room during the day, so she was probably avoiding it then. Avoiding it? Although we invited her to join us more than once, she never showed up. So I can only assume she was trying to avoid us. And instead, she came to exercise in the middle of the night.
However,
Perhaps. But it's difficult for me to imagine she would have come alone. She did want to start exercising, but she specifically mentioned she couldn't do it by herself. Which kind of begs the question then, if she didn't go alone, why hasn't that person come and spoke up yet? And offer their own testimony as to what might have happened. Unless, of course, they might be the person they went with might be their murderer, which would explain why. If Chihiro did go with somebody, they're not coming up to talk about it. She needed support from others. So you're saying she could have come here in the middle of the night to train in secret, but that she would have come with someone else. It's a possibility, I think. A very real possibility, honestly, given what we know so far. What do you got for us, Mondo? Dude had a real complex about being weak. You heard Chihiro talk about it, right? All I need to get stronger. Yeah, I do remember she said that more than once. Sure did. Which, I guess explains the trip down here. But, did she really need to get stronger that badly? You already mentioned it, but she was a girl, after all. Most girls aren't that strong. I don't know, man. I haven't really thought about that stuff. Cause of Chihiro's complex. I can't help wondering what it might be. Okay, Mondo's account. I want to go over your account real quick so I know for sure what it is that's being summarized. Chihiro told anyone willing to listen that she wanted to get stronger. Some assume that due to her inferiority complex about being weak, she admired strength more than anything else. Okay. Just checking. Alright. Time to check Chihiro here. I could feel the life drain out of my own body. It's a dead body. Chihiro's dead body.
Very strange.
But the more I look, the more strange it all seems. This must be Genocide Jack's handiwork. Well, but...
What?
But we're still not sure he did it. Is that what you want to say? Well, yeah. I mean, if you know a serial killer's modus operandi down to a T, you can copy their method of murder. I wonder about that. What do you know, Four Eyes? What secrets are inside that skull of yours? Do I need to get a can opener and open it up so I can see? Actually, no. I don't want to look at your brains. They're probably disgusting anyway. By brain standards. Let's look at Bloodlust. The word Bloodlust is written on the wall in blood. What's the meaning behind it? Bloodlust. Well, bloodlust, going by the basic definition of it, is basically a intense feeling or desire towards someone's suffering or death, usually death. I might have botched the definition a little bit, but as far as I'm aware, that's the general gist of it. Bloodlust, I mean. So, yeah. Chances are the person who wrote this has an insatiable bloodlust, hence why they're a serial killer, because they just can't get enough of killing people. There's a dumbbell on the floor, and this is a bloodstain. There's a bloodstain on the dumbbell. Astute observation, Makoto. You get a gold star. The Monokuma file said, a blow to the head of a blunt object is what killed her. Does that mean this dumbbell was actually the murder weapon?
That's right.
Well, I don't imagine any of you are too familiar with forensic science and checking out wounds on corpses. Then again, I'm not either. Not in that aspect of forensic science anyway, but I would imagine that with barbell that size, it would probably be easy to identify the mark of the wound, how it looks on Chihiro's head with the shape of the barbell. So if you just compared the two, you could probably find out for sure that way. Because blood flow stops when a person's dead. So your skin, if you got like any marks or indentations in it, won't pop back up over time like you would if blood was circulating through you. Those marks will just stay on there permanently as your corpse is, well, rotting. So seriously, it'd be worth a shot if any of you would come up with the idea. It'd be pretty much the best thing I can think of that could definitely confirm whether or not it's the actual murder weapon. Now, I believe it's about time for us to move on. I haven't checked that poster in the back. You know, the one right there that has the bloodstain on it. In fact, the big question we should all be asking is, what is that specific poster doing in here? It looks exactly like the one from the men's locker room, but all crumpled up and now has blood on it. Huh? Already?
What?
New clues won't magically appear by standing around here. We need to check every aspect of this case. That's true, but
Let's go.
if you're satisfied, let's hurry up and proceed. I am not satisfied! He's so pushy. I got caught up with the wrong person this time. Yeah, well, if it's any consolation, Makoto, it looks like as though you would have been stuck with him no matter what you did, because he seems to have his eyes set on you. Just best to get it over with, man. So, this is our next location. Huh? This place is related to the investigation? Figure it out for yourself. It's no fun if you don't, right? Why do you have to string me along? Can't you just tell me your freaking clues? Okay, let's look around. Start the doors. If I remember right, this card reader is meant to work with our handbooks, right?
What?
Do you have an issue with it? If so, you should take it up with Monokuma. He said that, then quickly and sharply clapped his hands together.
Did you call for me?
You called for me? Has he been domesticated? You wish. Although I kind of wish that too.
That's right.
It seems that Makoto has a question for you.
You need something?
Sure, what's up? Well, it's just about this card reader.
Yep.
Yes, the card readers have all been designed to interface with each of your e-handbooks. You can only enter the locker room corresponding to the gender listed in your individual handbook. And it's impossible for two people in a row to go through while the door is unlocked, correct?
Unbelievable.
If there were some sort of erotic terrorist on the prowl, like you, the ceiling-mounted Gatling gun would initiate a Swiss cheese slaughter. Well, it must be defective because it's not making Swiss cheese out of you right now. The school regulations prohibit anyone from lending someone else their handbook, correct?
Of course.
Correctly correct. Then, going by everything that we just discussed here, that would definitely mean, going by all this logic, that Chihiro had to have come here with another girl. So then, that means only girls can go into the girls' locker room, and only boys can go in the boys' locker room. In other words, Chihiro's body being found in the girls' locker room means... Hey, Makoto, I can see right through you. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I was worried that your prescription lenses weren't up to snuff. See right through me? Allow me to tell you what you're thinking. Since Chihiro was found in the girls' locker room, the killer must have been able to get in there.
So, in other words...
As such, the killer must be one of the girls. Did I get it right? Ding, 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 ding!
Such ignorance.
Good lord, you're simple. And you're overly complex. But am I wrong? You should pay closer attention to the regulations. The answer has been in front of you the entire time. Loaning your e-handbook to another student is strictly prohibited. Only the act of loaning a handbook is prohibited. Borrowing someone else's is perfectly fine. No! I would expect nothing less from the prodigal son of the noble Togami family. So you managed to sniff out the loophole in the regulations. You made an intentional loophole. Knowing you, I would bet you created it on purpose, didn't you? To add a little more excitement to things. Yeah! You're treating me like a puny little appetizer instead of the main course that I am. Now then, since the dead can't actually talk, they're not people anymore. They're things.
Yep.
Get it? Got it? Good. Wait, hold on. You're saying that's a loophole, but in order to borrow something from someone, then that means someone would have to loan it, so...
Why you?
So sleepy. Just listening to you makes me want to pass out. Be more like Byakuya and get your poop together.
Unbelievable.
Or else I'll charge you with criminal negligence. No more questions. Figure out the rest of your own damn self. Questions are all I have, black and white stuffed bear.
That's fine.
I totally failed in my insult. Well, I know you are unfortunately lacking in mental faculties, so I'll fill you in myself. I'm perfectly capable of reprimanding my own faulty mental faculties. Thank you very much. Let's head into the main hall. The main hall? I'll help you understand what's going on. Well, that was very quick. Looking around there. We came to the main hall. So, what are we looking for here? Why must you be so difficult? Our lives are on the line, as you kind of said. It would be a lot more helpful if, you were more cooperative with me. Does that mean I have to figure it out for myself? I mean, seriously, you've gone out of your way to approach me and demonstrate to me that you think that I have some sort of use to you. So you must recognize that I have some semblance of a working brain inside my skull, right? So it would help a great deal if you gave my somewhat working brain some more info, because you clearly have plenty of it, and you not giving it to me is kind of pissing me off. Anyway, I'll just speed things up here and just examine this thing. There's a mailbox here. Could there be something inside? It's an e-handbook? Oh, wait. There's 3 of them. What are they doing here? So, you finally found them. Huh? Did you know these were here, Byakuya? I happened to find them by chance myself the other day. It seems there's a system in place where the handbooks of dead students gets delivered to this mailbox. And given what we were just discussing about the loophole with the handbook readers on the locker room doors just a minute ago, I think we can all safely deduce that somebody could borrow a handbook from a dead student. Because you don't have to worry about the whole loaning technicality aspect of things. If they're dead, So then, these 3 handbooks belong to Junko, Leon, and Sayaka. You can go ahead and confirm it yourself. I immediately turned on one of the handbooks. And when I did... And of course, it would be Sayaka's you picked up. You're right. This is Sayaka's handbook. Now do you understand? This is the key to the loophole that I revealed earlier. Yeah, I feel like I'm starting to get it. Why are we having this flashback? We were just looking at this a minute ago. I see. Yeah, now I understand. Okay, so now we got these handbooks as another clue. Hold on a second. What's wrong?
Very strange.
That's strange. 1 handbooks won't turn on. Is it broken? Whose is it? The R handbook showed Junko's name when I started it up. Then the one that won't turn on must be Leon's, right?
I see.
It would make sense, yes. After all, he did get pummeled with dozens and dozens of baseballs. Try hundreds. Pummeled with baseballs. The memory of it came flooding back. That cruel punishment, which led to Leon's death. The execution that the mastermind concocted. A cruel, heartless death. You're right. It wouldn't be surprising for the handbook to break during that kind of assault.
Damn it!
Hey, hey! Hey, 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 hey! Hey! What? That e-handbook is essential to student life here. Crucial, integral, instrumental, a super big deal. There's no way it would break that easily. But it did.
That's impossible!
If I say it wouldn't break, it wouldn't freaking break. It can withstand up to 10 tons of pressure, and it's waterproof up to 100 meters, okay? What's that thing made of? I don't care how many baseballs you hit it with, it won't do crap! Oh, but, even my amazing handbook does have one single weak point. It does?
I can't hear you!
But it's a secret! I wouldn't want you to go breaking any more handbooks.
What?
Then Leon must have broken it somehow without realizing what its weakness was, right? Hard to say. You know what I think? I think his handbook isn't actually broken.
What?
But you ask, how could that be? Nice hint. Leaving the question hanging in the air, Monokuma disappeared. If any of you watching know anything about electronics in general, and what is generally what you shouldn't expose them to, then you guys can probably figure out real quick, just using a little common sense, what this one weakness that the handbooks might be. But I won't spell it out here. Leaving the question hanging in the air, Monokuma disappeared. Well, then again, I guess there's several things that aren't good for electronics, but, well, going by the e-handbooks, it's waterproof and pressure resistant. It won't break easily at all, so that leaves only one more thing that e-handbooks could be weak to, that is common to all electronics. If you guys can figure that out, then, well, you'll figure out, well, then, yeah. Let's just say it'll provide a big clue to solving this whole mystery. What just happened? Monokuma said it's not broken, but it's an undeniable fact that it's not turning on.
That's fine.
Well, I don't see any connection to the case, so it doesn't matter for now. You think so? By the way, something about it still bothers me. It's okay, Makoto. You'll get it eventually. Probably right at the trial. Okay then, this should be enough to get things rolling. Let's begin our investigation in earnest to track down the true culprit. Yeah, we need to find out who killed Chihiro. To be exact, not quite. Huh? Not quite? Speak to me. What do you mean, not quite? What do you mean by that, Byakuya? To be exact, not quite. Certainly I want to reveal Chihiro's killer, but more precisely, I want to discover the true identity of Genocide Jack. Then, you really think... You truly believe Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Absolutely. I have no doubt that Genocide Jack is the culprit in this case. I would like to know why you think that. That murderous fiend is Genocide Jack, right? Why must you ask stupid questions, Makoto?
What?
There's nobody else it could be. A murderous fiend who kills again and again using a bizarre and brutal method. They're like a ghost, attacking suddenly then slipping away before the police can catch up to them. And what nickname did the internet give to this mysterious serial killer? Genocide Jack. They say he's killed thousands of people, but that's gotta be an urban legend. If you had someone running around that had managed to kill thousands of people single-handedly, that would be a freaking crisis right there. Like the sort of crisis I would expect a government intervention being required for. Still, could one of us really be a demented, psychotic killer like that? You're not wrong to wonder. But words mean little right now. I have something that'll prove it, and I can show you. And what is that thing? Wait.
Don't
Looks
make
like
me
there's
repeat
another
my-
purple text thing I gotta shoot. I have a basis to believe that. I assure you, Genocide Jack is one of us. Is there really proof? There's somewhere I'd like to take you. This will provide all the evidence you need.
It's all clear now.
Evidence that Genocide Jack is the one that killed Chihiro. Evidence. Does someone like that really? Ah! Hey, you two! Big trouble. Need your help. There's a freaking mosquito in here. It flies in front of my face, I'm gonna kill it. So if you hear a loud clapping noise, that's most likely what it's going to be.
I don't have time to play with you.
We're busy. Leave us alone.
I mean...
What's an emergency? Emergency! Come on, please! You gotta help me! What's up?
Please!
This is a serious emergency. Please, please! You gotta help me! Just calm down, okay, Hina?
I mean...
But, it's an emergency! Well, spill the details, man. Tell me, what is it? Emergency? What happened?
Well...
Something's wrong with Toko. She's acting super strange. She's been acting super strange ever since she saw Chihiro's body. So, that's not technically anything new. Well, I mean, she was acting pretty strange earlier, right? What should we do, Byakuya?
Very strange.
Since it's Toko, I must admit I'm intrigued. Why would you be intrigued that it's Toko? I thought you reviled her. I suppose we can take a second to see what's going on with her. Are you sure?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Wow, you actually said your entire line without any assistance from me. You took a big baby step and I'm proud of you. I didn't expect that. I thought for sure he'd just say no, and that'd be the end of it.
Yeah!
Yeah, you would assume that. Yeah, okay, come on. Hurry! Wait for us, Hina!
Let's go.
It looks like she headed to the dorms. To Toko's room, most likely. You're right. Okay, we're right in front of her room. You guys are too slow. We're not an Olympic athlete like you are. I think you're just too fast. So, what's this emergency?
So,
Well, after what happened in the girls' locker room, we left Toko in her room so she could lay down. After a while, we came back to check on her. You know, see how she was doing. But when we did, it was weird. Honestly, given her condition, I think it was kind of irresponsible of you to leave her alone like that. Because what if she got worse, you know? She refused to come out, and she kept saying all this weird stuff. Weird stuff?
That's fine.
We should try talking to her ourselves. Yeah, good idea.
So,
Let's try talking to Toko again. Hurry up and do it. I like taking my time, man. I'm a perfectionist in that way. Toko, you doing okay? I may as well give it a shot. The door swung open, slowly and silently. Hi. You're shaking like a leaf. You have me feeling awfully concerned. Holy crap. An aura of negativity flowed out from behind the door, forcing a gasp out of me.
What?
Oh, nothing. It's just that Hina was really worried about you, holding yourself up in your room.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, sure thing. But could you open up just for a second?
Won't allow it.
Huh?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control.
Well, that's a very interesting thing for you to say, Toko. What do you mean by that? And just like that, she slammed a door in my face. What was that? Okay, Makoto, put on your thinking cap for a second. She fainted at the sight of a body that is suspected of having been killed by Genocide Jack, that being Chihiro. She wakes up, starts acting strangely, so strangely that she had to be escorted to her room. And then she was left alone for a short bit. Hina comes back, hears her talking about weird stuff behind the door. You guys show up, try talking to her. She's clearly unwell, shaking like a leaf. And, well, she's refusing to open the door up for us because she doesn't want to, quote-unquote, let Genocide Jack have control. Think, man. What could she possibly mean by this, and how does it relate to everything that we've seen so far up until now? Especially in relation to Toko herself and her behavior. You can do it, Saltine Cracker. I believe in you. She's been acting like that the whole time. When I rang a little while ago. I'll drive out the killer. Drive out the murderous fiend. Get that thinking cap on real good, Makoto. It doesn't make any sense, right? I was afraid to leave her in there alone, so I tried to bust down her door. But it felt like something was holding it shut on the other side. I couldn't even budge it. Toko was scared enough to even bar her door? Does she think the same thing as Byakuya? Does she think the serial killer Genocide Jack really murdered Chihiro? That sure seems to be the case. Is that why Toko's so scared?
But...
Whatever it is, I'm really worried about her. Is there anyone who might be able to persuade her? Yeah, I can think of one person who might be able to do that. Time to make yourself useful, pretty boy. Hey, Byakuya. You think you could ask her? Come out of her room, I mean.
That's fine.
Sure, whatever. Huh? You're gonna talk to her, Byakuya? Well, I guess you can be nice when you want to. Byakuya stood in front of her door, not making a sound, and pressed the doorbell. After a few moments...
What do you want?
Leave me alone! You're all so annoying. Byakuya! Now all we need to do is get him some vampire fangs and a cloak, and then it'd be perfect.
It's Byakuya.
Count Bacula. It's Byakuya. I'm sorry. I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry. Never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again. And with that, the door slammed shut. Even Byakuya couldn't pull it off. There's nothing else we can do. Let's get back to the investigation. What I want to know is what is she referring to by promise with you, and how this promise seems to relate to her not letting Genocide Jack have control again. I would like an explanation, please. Hold on. Hey, Byakuya. What was Toko talking about just now? Something about a promise?
What?
Oh, I have no idea. Another one of her delusions, I'm sure. I don't believe you. But
Stop talking.
if I say I don't know, that means I don't know. Just let Hina take care of her. Whatever you say, champ. Oh. Yeah, okay. I'll stay here and keep an eye on her. If you ask me, if we take everything that we've seen so far at face value, you shouldn't be alone with Toko, Hina. You should have at least one other person with you. Because, I mean, I know you're an athlete and all, but you are potentially dealing with a serial killer here.
Let's go.
Well then, let's go. Without waiting for a reply, Byakuya sped away. Byakuya! And I hurried to catch up. I tried to talk to him several times as we walked. If he didn't even look back, let alone say anything, he just kept on walking toward his destination. Finally, his feet brought him to a stop in front of a certain room. The library? Come on, let's go in. Will you ever unchain the leash that you have around my neck and let me walk off on my own? I like being a free man, you know. Is the evidence that proves it was Genocide Jack really in the library?
Don't make me repeat myself.
Don't make me say it again. I could just waste time and look around the room, or I could just look here. If I remember, on the other side of this door, it's the archive, right? Hurry up and go inside. Oh, here?
Let's go.
It all makes sense once you're inside. Whoa, there's so many books and files. So much dust, too.
So in
Try
other
not to
words,
breathe through your mouth too much. I would say there's enough value in this place to endure the dust. Okay, so we got proof here, huh? Why don't I look around first for a Monokuma coin, if there is any in here? There's even a surveillance camera here. Here, let's try looking here. Huh? It's a desk lamp. Oh yeah, the same one I saw Byakuya using in the library before.
What?
Do you have a problem with that lamp? It was here before, then I moved it over there. It's too dark over there, so I thought I'd put it to good use. There we go, we got a coin. The shelf is stuffed tight with files. Without really thinking about it, I picked one at random. Ah, you have a sharp eye indeed to select that file. I didn't even mean to select the right one. This is totally an accident. Huh?
That's right.
That's a report on a presidential assassination. Never mind, it's the wrong file. The original is kept at the National Library. It won't be declassified for another 30 years. Are you sure you want to look at it now? Unless the mastermind of this whole game is somehow connected to this presidential assassination, I really don't think I have anything to worry about. And if you are by chance somehow connected to this presidential assassination, yeah, this might bruise your ego a bit, but I'm not really scared of you trying anything on me. There's no telling whose crosshairs you might wind up in for peeking at it. Without making a sound, I returned the file to the shelf. Coward. There's a wooden box. It's empty. Although judging by smudges and dust, it looks like there was something inside. Going by the shape, it looks to me like a power strip, and it looks to me like the shape of that power strip and extension cables that we saw Byakuya using with that lamp earlier. I wonder what it was. There was an extension cord plugged in there. It proved very useful while I was in the library. Extension cord, huh? Okay, I think that's everything. What about here? There's so many files stuffed into the shelf. What's in all these things?
That's enough.
Those documents are dangerous. Dangerous? They detail all the people who control the world from behind the scenes. Dangerous too for a commoner. What, a bunch of bankers and business leaders? You mean like members of the Diet or something? No, I mean the ones with real power. The secret council controlling everything from the shadows. If you're ready to be disappeared for it, take a look. There are some very interesting people in there. Somehow, I don't think anything will happen to me if I take a peek at this thing. Call it a hunch. Besides, I'm sure Jesus loves Makoto. That should be reason enough for him to risk his life needlessly like this. You're just kidding, right? Am I? Yes, you are. I'll just let it go for now. Coward. Alright, let's try the one right behind you. There's a ton of thick files stuffed onto the bookshelf. If you're thinking of looking through any of them, let me give you a little warning. Those things are filled with graphic, disturbing photos from all kinds of crime scenes. It's the kind of thing any normal person wouldn't ever want to look at. Be careful. Huh? What do you mean? All those files there are investigation reports related to different cold cases. Those are internal documents for police eyes only. They're not the kind of thing you'd expect to leak. You know, with all these files that we keep finding in this archive, I suppose I should ask the big question here. Who exactly is the mastermind, and what is the relation to all the departments, all the organizations, all the whoever, to where they were able to get all these documents and conveniently just pile them all up here for us to look at? They must be very well connected indeed. In which case, that would kind of go to great lengths to explaining our whole situation here. The sheer scope of this killing game that we seem to be in the middle of. Because, well, they'd be very powerful. Oh? So, are you finally beginning to understand the true splendor of this library? The entire reason I was interested in the library is because of this room right here. It's home to classified government documents, police records, things no ordinary person would ever see. Isn't it magnificent? This can't be for real, right?
Such ignorance.
That's your guys' problem. Anything that doesn't fit into your preconceived reality, you label it a lie. Are you any different? Well, it's not that. It's just... It's not like I totally refuse to believe it, but... I mean, there's just so much. How could anyone have put all this together? I suppose it goes to show just how much power Hope's Peak truly wields. Or perhaps... the mastermind may have wanted to provide us with enough entertainment to keep us from getting bored. It's no use. I can't keep up with all this. It's just too unreal. What's wrong? You still can't believe it? What about you? How can you believe it so easily? Things like that are usually impossible.
What?
What do you mean, usually? Usual? Normal. Ordinary. Simple. Those things don't exist anywhere in the real world. Just goes to show what you know. If you don't understand what they actually represent, you don't understand the nature of anything. You don't pull your punches, do you? Besides, what you consider usual is based on your common sense, right? But what makes you think your own common sense applies to me at all? Well, I guess that's true. There's really not a whole lot that's common about you, is there? The documents gathered up here are genuine. I have reviewed them multiple times, so there's no doubt. So what, do you have access to your own copies? Hold on a second. You saying you read all these documents and more than once? But all this has to be like top secret confidential stuff, right? So why? My family has a reading room just like this at our home. Ours is bigger, of course. And not as dusty. Clearly your family is very well connected. So you're essentially the prince of, well, one of the ruling groups of the world, huh? Aren't you special? Huh? Members of the Togami family have access to any variety of government-related documents. That includes foreign powers as well as domestic. How is that possible?
So, in other words...
I already told you. There's a secret council that controls the world from the shadows. My family is a member of that council. And I have within me the bloodline that will allow me to one day bend the world to my will. But to become such a ruler, I must know all levels of this world backwards and forwards. You must also be good at guarding that back of yours from any knives that may try to find its way through, piercing it. So whenever I have time, I like to review whatever documents and materials that interest me. Which is why I can proclaim, without a doubt, that the materials gathered here are the real thing. This is beyond believing or not believing. Byakuya is actually starting to scare me more than the actual mastermind. And what always interested me the most were the cold case police investigation reports. Reading through those reports has always been a hobby of mine ever since I was little. It's excellent mental exercise. I've solved more than a few of those cases just by reviewing the reports. I'm sure all the police precincts that you inadvertently helped out are oh so thankful to you, kid genius. And among all those reports, one of my recent favorites is the Genocide Jack case. Well, that would go to explain your interest in, how Chihiro's corpse was suspended, huh? And as he talked, Byakuya grabbed a specific file from the shelf.
That's right.
This is the complete case file. Every single report surrounding the Genocide Jack cases has been compiled in here. Because there are so many, allow me to quickly summarize the main points. To begin, there are two notable characteristics in every Genocide Jack murder. The first characteristic is that at every crime scene, the word bloodlust is written in the victim's own blood. And the second is that when the victims are murdered, their bodies are suspended in a certain way. Bloodlust is written in blood, and the victim's body is suspended. It's exactly the same as what happened to Chihiro. Save your surprise. The best part is yet to come. For the second characteristic, where the victims are suspended, the only ones who knew about that particular fact were members of the police and other higher-ups. By all accounts, nobody in the media ever found out. Huh? In other words, no one on the news, no one online, nobody knew about that aspect of each crime. Only key officials and the killer himself knew about this act of mounting the victim. Well, that does match with what I know of crime scene investigations when it comes to murder cases. If there's a serial killing case in the works, and the killer has a very specific way of murdering their victims and mutilating their corpses after the fact, they're very methodical about it. Serial killers. So, in order to prevent any would-be copycat killers from copying the serial killer's MO down to a T, the police will release only a limited amount of information about the state of the corpses, if any at all, in order to make sure that no copycat killers could spring up, and thus make the case infinitely more complicated by introducing yet another killer on top of the original. Now, if you recall Chihiro's corpse, her body was most certainly mounted in this fashion. So, how could the killer have known about suspending the victim?
That's right.
That's the key question. But in fact, the answer is quite simple.
So, in other words...
The culprit isn't a copycat killer. It's the real Genocide Jack. Yeah, about that. You mentioned key officials as other people who could know about the suspension aspect of the killings. And on top of that, you've just admitted right to our faces that you have a reading room with all these files just like this in your family's own personal reading room, including apparently some copies of the Genocide Jack murder cases. So you certainly know about the suspension method. So if you really want to go down this road and take this line of logic down to its most extreme conclusion, then technically you could be a suspect in this, Byakuya. When it comes to killing somebody in the same specific way that Genocide Jack could. Because you would know their MO down to a T because you have access to those classified files.
In other words,
That right there is the evidence that Genocide Jack has hidden himself among the rest of us. Then, Genocide Jack really is... such a brutal, fiendish killer is really walking around among us?
interesting.
Things are really starting to get interesting, aren't they? I never imagined a killer with such a reputation would ever become part of our little game. Now, don't you think it'd be good for you to take a look at what I've already seen? You might just manage to ferret out a clue or two.
Such ignorance.
If you get down on your knees and beg, I might even show you myself. Only in your wet dreams, boy. Byakuya, about the Genocide Jack case file. Could you let me see it?
That's fine.
Well, you didn't beg, but I guess it's okay this time. What? Am I not kinky enough for you? Feel free to look at it in here, but you can't take it with you. I like how the case file just has, well, murder cases of Genocide Jack top secret, just in big, bold font, right on the freaking folder case. Because that's totally what a freaking police document folder looks like in real life. Byakuya handed me the file, and I flipped through it with tense, nervous fingers. Suddenly, my hand stopped. I had reached the page where photos from the scene of each crime had all been collected. Well, let's take a look at this real fast. So, victim Ken Harada, office worker 32, the murder took place in the parking lot of the victim's apartment complex. The victim suffered multiple stab wounds across his body, believed to have been inflicted with the same scissors that were later used to attach the victim to the wall. Okay, as with the other cases, at the scene of the crime, the word bloodlust was written in the victim's blood. The scissors used in the murder were apparently custom-made, with every pair left at each murder scene seemed to be of the same material and construction. And of course, right in red text on the right page here, it says the same thing as the thing on the left. The victim suffered multiple stab wounds across the body, believed to have been inflicted with the same scissors that were later used to attach the victim to the wall. So, Byakuya, so this is important. This actually reveals to me the error in how Chihiro's body was set up when it comes to setting up Genocide Jack's MO. So the real question we should be asking ourselves is, if the killer knows of Genocide Jack's MO, why would they intentionally screw it up this way if they were trying to copy their MO to a T? Or if the murderer was Genocide Jack themselves, why would they suddenly choose to use something else other than custom-made scissors to suspend Chihiro's body, if Chihiro is indeed another one of Genocide Jack's victims? That's the key question we should be asking ourselves here. I'll let you guys ponder that. I had reached the page where the photos of the scene of each crime had all been collected. The names of Genocide Jack's victims ran on for several pages. Ken Harada, 32, Tetsuhiro Honda, 17, Shoji Gaku, 23, Kanu Issei, 14, Takashi Yoshida, 30, Matsuna Taro, Takifumi Gono, Uchida Naohisa, Takashi Masamune, Yuto Yumijima. There was no end to it. But one thing became perfectly clear as I read. All the killer's countless victims were killed and suspended in exactly the same way. And at the scene of every murder, the word bloodlust was left in the victim's own blood. Now take a look at the next page, and you'll find another interesting tidbit. The next page. Profiling results. All the crimes took place either on weekdays at night or during holidays, either day or night. The most common time for the killings to take place was on holidays in the afternoon. Based on these facts, it could be suggested that the suspect may be a student. Evidence suggests that the suspect lingered at the scene, but when they did leave, they were in a panic. Because an eyewitness has never come forward, it's unlikely there was any external reason for this. This confused behavior suggests that the suspect may potentially suffer from dissociative identity disorder.
So, in other words,
the key point here is the culprit may well have a split personality. Remember how Toko was acting earlier, guys? A split personality? Like the kind of thing you see on TV? So I'm part of another totally unbelievable story. But this one is way more unbelievable than anything else up till now. Even more unbelievable than the fact that you're all trapped inside a modified version of your school, run by a robotic killer teddy bear. Honestly, I think being involved in a serial killing being trapped with a serial killer is the least spectacular thing that you're dealing with right now. Or maybe it really isn't. I don't know. I feel like my mind has gone numb. Okay, we got the Genocide Jack thing. Alright, we should get going soon. Huh? Where are we going? Anywhere but here. We finished our business here, haven't we? Ah, wait! Byakuya! As usual, Byakuya turned and left without another word. I hurried out of the library to catch up. Well, this is where we part ways. I have some things I need to take care of before the class trial. Huh? Just all of a sudden like that?
I don't have time to play with you.
Come on, enough of your annoying misapprehensions. Did you really think we'd be together the whole time? Take responsibility for yourself and do something useful. Move the investigation forward on your own. Just wanted to string me along until I had all the prepped up clues that right in front of my face, huh, buddy?
Goodbye.
I don't like being strung along, man. Well, goodbye. And just like that, he was gone. Just as quickly as he'd asked me to join him, he cut me off. In the end, I felt like I was just some plaything getting tossed around. At the same time, I'd uncovered some really important clues thanks to him. Genocide Jack. He's the one who killed Chihiro. And that murderous fiend is one of us. But who is it? I have to find that out, no matter what it takes. And to do that, there's somewhere I have to go investigate one more time. I have to go back to the crime scene. The girls' locker room. I should check the boys' locker room, too. And the others might have come up with some info I might find useful while I'm at it. I need to find out everything I can. Okay, we got our starter clues, courtesy of Byakuya. Let's head back to the locker rooms and gather whatever we have left to gather. So, back to the crime scene. Hey, Fumi.
Da-da-da-da-da!
Ding, ding, ding! Ifumi has discovered evidence revealing the identity of the culprit. Did you now?
I feel as if...
Another stat increase for me. Evidence? What did you find? I cannot reveal that just yet.
That's it. I'm sure of it.
But I guarantee that what I found will steal the killer's breath from his lungs. Are you sure about that? And of course, you really aren't going to just tell me and just help us speed things along to a more hasty conclusion. Because reasons. Oh yeah, Miss Lundberg said she witnessed something worthwhile too. Really? What'd she see?
Well,
She refused to tell me. It's like when a girl bullies the boy she likes, right? Right? No. Okay, so where's Celeste now? The warehouse by the dorms. She was there, but at the same time, not there. It's gotta be one or the other, buddy. Pick one. What's it gonna be?
Da-da-da-da-da!
Okay, you are just repeating the exact same thing. Moving on. What do you got for me, Sakura?
Damn.
Chihiro's presence here was especially weak. Her body and her soul.
No forgiveness!
To target such a helpless being, it's unforgivable. What a wretched beast to do such a thing. I cannot forgive this. I'll just leave you to your outrage. I can feel the life drain out of my own body. Yeah, see? Chihiro isn't suspended by scissors. It looks like she's suspended by string or cord. I can feel the life drain out of my own body. It's a dead body. Chihiro's dead body. Hey, Kyoko. Have you made any progress on your investigation?
Indeed.
Generally speaking.
However,
But I have to get going. I have something unrelated to take care of. Something besides the investigation. What is it?
well,
Nothing you need to worry about. Just concentrate on the murder. But
so then,
before I go, let me give you one piece of advice. You should examine Chihiro's body one more time. Thoroughly. Also, her handbook is missing. You might want to determine its whereabouts. Her handbook is missing. Well, we know it's not in the mailbox, so maybe the killer has it.
goodbye.
That's it. I'll be praying for your success. With that, Kyoko turned and left the girls' locker room. Guess I'll take another look at the body then. And Chihiro's handbook is missing? That's definitely worth worrying about. Chihiro's e-handbook has been added. Okay, we got that. Before I examine your corpse again, I'm going to talk to Mondo. Dude, real complex about being weak. Okay, you're saying absolutely nothing new at all. Got it. Why don't I look at this poster? It's a blood-stained poster. The blood is the most noteworthy part, but the big-breasted swimsuit model is pretty noticeable, too. A girl's locker room doesn't seem like the kind of place you'd find something like this. Kyoko said I should examine the body one more time. I know she said thoroughly, but I do have my limits. I don't think she cares, man. Well, I better give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Chihiro's hands are bound with what looks like some kind of rope. Looks to me like cord. And what cord have we recently seen? I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. It was one that we saw in a CG artwork in this very episode. The rope was used to prop her up in a kind of crucifix position. Huh? The rope has a plug. Well, never mind. I forgot they showed this little part too, so I don't really think I can play dumb about it anymore. I think we can all agree that this is the same extension cord that was in the library archives. This rope has a plug? Wait, so then this isn't a rope at all. The more I think about it, the more that's not the only thing that concerns me. Chihiro's fatal injury was a blow to the head, which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. And now that I think about it, I also forgot one other thing about the Genocide Jack case files. I believe the case files said that the victims were stabbed to death, not bludgeoned to death with a blunt object. So this also doesn't match up with the killer's MO. Which means someone struck her in the head in order to kill her. That's right. There's the issue of her being suspended, and the fatal blow. At first, I didn't see any reason to think too much about either of them. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. Yeah, okay. Victims suffered multiple stab wounds. I was right. Just wanted to double check. But seeing them again after looking through the Genocide Jack file, something's not quite right. What does it all mean? Status of dead bodies when added to a truth bullet section of your handbook. Well, the one thing most likely to tie all these mysteries together is the true nature of the rope that was used to suspend Chihiro. And to figure that out, there's a certain place I need to revisit and look over again. Plus, it might help to look at the Genocide Jack case file one more time. So, I'm sure it must still be more left wing for me to discover. Okay, let's just go over here then. I guess we can't leave just yet. This poster certainly wasn't here before. Tornado. Huh. This poster. It's a popular boy band called Tornado. Somehow it doesn't quite seem to fit in the boys' locker room. Oh, but wait. That reminds me. The poster in the other locker room is... That's right. There's definitely something strange about this. The boys' locker room. In the boys' locker room, there's a poster of a popular boy band. In the girls' locker room, there's a poster of a big-breasted swimsuit model. The posters have been switched. But if they were, why? What reason would anyone have? Well, if the posters were switched and one of them has blood on it, let's think about this for a second. Chihiro's body was discovered in the girls' locker room, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she was killed there. Now we have posters from the two respective locker rooms that appear to have been switched around, and the poster from the boys' locker room has blood on it. Now, why would blood be on the poster that was originally from the boys' locker room? That leaves two possibilities. Number one, for some reason, someone decided to do a switcheroo before the murder, and Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room, and some of her blood ended up getting spattered onto the poster that was in there. Or number two, blood was spilt in here, where the swimsuit model poster was originally, and was switched in order to disguise where the actual crime scene took place. After all, we did already establish that dead student handbooks can be borrowed in order to enter places like the locker rooms. Specifically, the locker rooms that belong to a gender that you're not a part of. So put two and two together, I think we can raise the possibility that Chihiro probably could have been killed in here, in the boys' locker room. Alright, so we need to go talk to Never mind. It's really... I guess there's a stain on here. I almost missed that. There's a strange stain on the carpet. What is it? Boys' locker room carpet has been added to Truth Bolt section of your handbook. Well, it's brown, not pink, like blood. I don't remember what the stain is. Alright, let's go in here and talk to Sakura, because, well, she's here, we can't leave just yet, and she is very knowledgeable about these locker rooms, so... You spend a lot of time exercising in the girls' locker room, right, Sakura?
Of course.
I use it nearly every day since it opened up. Sometimes Hina and I use it together. Okay then, let me ask you something. Do you think the posters in the boys' and girls' locker rooms could have been switched?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I can't really say. I never really paid any attention to the posters. I see.
However...
Well, that's unfortunate. But there is something that's been bothering me about the locker room. You see, I drink a little protein coffee every time I finish exercising. We have protein coffee? In the warehouse. It's not the highest quality, but I don't have a lot of other options. I mix protein powder with coffee and down a glass of it after exercising. Anyway, the other day, I spilled some on the carpet in the girls' locker room, and it left a stain. Sort of like the stain that we saw on the rug in the boys' locker room. After all, it's brown. Coffee is brown. A stain. But I don't see any stain on the carpet now.
Of course.
Exactly. I noticed it earlier. The stain has disappeared. I can only assume someone came along and cleaned it up. Or maybe someone swapped the rugs around. Which again goes hand in hand to switch posters, which could suggest that the crime scene could have that there could have been some evidence swapped around in order to hide the true location of the crime scene. But still, isn't it unusually clean? As if there was never a stain here to begin with. Disappearing stain. Okay, I think that's everything, right? Can I leave now? Okay, looks like it. Alright, let's go back to the library. I want to take a look at the archive room and look at that box. The empty box where that extension cord obviously was located. One box is empty. The extension cord was in there before. Okay, I guess we can't examine that. Very well, let's just examine the case file again. I want to take another look at Genocide Jack's case file. I know it was around here somewhere. Huh? It's gone! Did someone take it out from out of the archive? I wonder, who would want to sneak in here while no one is around and take not only something out of this archive, but specifically the archive file about the Genocide Jack murder case? But the only one who would do something like that, I can't think of anyone but Byakuya. There you go. You got that thinking cap on you finally. I'm proud of you. Let me look at the map. Okay, I guess we're not done looking around in here. There's still an exclamation point. So let's look at the lamp here. I don't want to look at that. How about here? There's a thick layer of dust on top of the desk. There's some kind of clue here. I guess not. Let's Let's head back into the archive. Maybe I missed something in there. Let's look here. This document about the secret council revealing the kind of truth commoners shouldn't go near. So I guess I better not. It's a report on a presidential assassination. It's really intriguing. But if it means I become a target? Nope. I'll leave it where it is, thank you very much. Still a coward. The desk lamp. Byakuya grabbed that one thing from over here and put it over there. Sure it's dark over there. I'm not sure what else I could look at in here, so let me just look around a bit. Newsletter, okay. The laptop's gone. The one that was right here on the desk. I wonder what happened to it. Shows packed tight with books. Looking at it, maybe there's some kind of clue here. Guess not. There's still one more thing you need to check. Well, what? I think I looked at everything, didn't I? What am I missing here? Signature code was in here before. Okay, come on. Give me something. Whatever I'm supposed to be looking for, it's obviously not in here. Come on. Work with me, baby. What are you trying to tell me? Huh? The lamp won't turn on. The lamp. I'm an idiot. Huh? The lamp won't turn on. Oh, I see. It's not plugged in. The lamp's cord isn't long enough to reach the outlet from here. But last time I saw it, it was definitely on. And it was definitely right here. Oh, that's right. Byakuya was using an extension cord. But there's no extension cord here now. I wonder if... Okay, there we go. Now can I leave? Thank you. God, I'm ashamed of myself. Let me miss such an obvious thing. Okay. So, I guess we're pretty much done in there. Why don't we... go here. Taka should be out here along with a couple other people, I think, so let's go look for him. There you are.
How unfortunate.
We should have confessed our embarrassing secrets after all. Well, maybe, well, unfortunately, no one did. And now here we are. We only have ourselves to blame for this mess. Damn it. I'm sorry, Chihiro. It's all because I wasn't strong enough. I don't think strength has anything to do with it, my friend. You're not persuasive enough. Okay, so Hiro here is out in the main hall.
Huh?
Oh,
hey Makoto.
Hey Makoto, what's up? I haven't been up to anything myself, that's for sure. Definitely haven't looked inside the mailbox. mailbox here inside are Junko Leon's Saiga's handbooks.
Huh?
Wait, what did you say? Okay, just the same thing as before. So, absolutely nothing not worthwhile whatsoever. You were just a big waste of time. Got it. I forget, is there a quick turn button on this thing? I don't think so. So Hina's in the dining hall. Celeste is in the warehouse. I'm sure Toko is still holed up in her room, but I won't be able to talk to her for now, so let's go talk to Hina and then go find Celeste. Oh, Hina. How's Toko doing? Same as before. She won't come out, and she just keeps on mumbling something about Genocide Jack. So I just left her there. That's very irresponsible of you. You left her? My head was all swimmy, and I was getting pretty hungry.
Yeah.
Get your head out of the pool. Oh, but don't worry. I'm gonna head back as soon as I'm done eating. You better hope nothing happens in the interim. Toko's not exactly pleasant, but I'm still worried about her. Speaking of which, what are you eating? A donut, of course! Of course. There's two things I'm sure God created. Outer space and donuts. Really. I bet Chihiro would have liked to eat more donuts. Maybe that was her one big regret. Sure, let's go with that. I should have tried to spend more time with her. Come to think of it, who did she spend time with?
Well...
What? Yeah, she was a little bit strange. Didn't really hang out with VR girls much. It was like she's trying to keep her distance from us. Actually, Sakura said something similar. She said that even though you and her invited Chihiro to exercise with you, she always refused.
Yeah, totally.
Yep, it's true. It wasn't just us either. It was like she stayed away from all the girls. Was she just shy? Of the same sex? Because, well, if she was just shy in general, I think she'd be wary around the boys too. I don't know, she talked to the boys all the time. Isn't it kind of weird to be shy around your own sex, but totally fine with the opposite sex? Oh, wait. Maybe she was used to guys spoiling her. The law says you can't judge a book by its cover, right? Just what law book in the world here has a law that resembles even something remotely close to this? Think so? I never really saw her as that kind of girl. That's not the big issue here, Makoto. Okay, we got your account. Let's move on. Hello, Curls. Celeste, what are you doing here? This warehouse is amazing. It has absolutely everything one might need to live a full life. Can it get me to the moon? From food to clothes to towels, there's an endless supply to choose from. I see that, but have you found anything related to the case?
Most unfortunate.
I knew you were going to ask me that. I thought talking about the warehouse itself might misdirect you, but I see it was pointless. You do realize our lives are on the line right now, right? And that intentionally misdirecting me here kind of puts us all in jeopardy, including you. Then did you find something? Very well. I will tell you, and only you. Lucky me.
Actually,
Last night, I saw her here. Chihiro was in the warehouse. What? Really?
Indeed.
This was right before nighttime.
What are you doing out this late?
Oh, I was just...
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Yep, that's definitely a blue track jacket.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
Yes, indeed.
I assumed she was merely stocking up to go exercise in the morning, but... It would appear she ignored the nighttime rule and headed directly to the girls' locker room. If she hadn't broken our rule, none of this ever would have happened. Not necessarily. It probably would... All that probably would have ended up being different was that Chihiro wouldn't have been killed and someone else would have been instead. You get what you deserve, I suppose. Callous as always. So apparently, she went to the girls' locker room late at night in order to exercise without anyone knowing. But the strange thing is, there was no trace of the track jacket or duffel bag Celeste said she saw Chihiro carrying. Which would mean the killer would have gotten rid of it somehow. So, where is the duffel bag and the tracksuit? I guess we'll find out during the class trial. Because it sounds like our investigation time is over.
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in? It's the moment you've all been waiting for! The class trial! You remember where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon!
Begin the class trial, or... It's about to begin. The red door is right through here. Well, let's get this over with. Ahem. So, is everyone ready to... What? Am I blind, or are we missing someone? Well, if you get your mug out of the face, I could probably have an easier time figuring out who it is.
Yo.
I don't see Toko. Yeah, Toko's not here. And Toko is... Really don't remember?
Come on!
Kidding. I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of this class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie. I'll go ahead and drag her out here kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. Poor Toko. Just like he said a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible! You're terrible! Phew. So now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get the show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. And that murderer is one of us. Someone's standing right here. So it would seem. You ready? You doing this?
Well then.
I will uncover the villain who performed such heinous acts on a weaker individual. I don't know why the killer did what they did, but I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails. Right, bro? Unfortunately, not always.
Shall we go?
Shall we begin?
How very sad.
Miss Fujisaki. I must admit, for being 3D, she was quite remarkable. Of course, just the idea of 3D makes me cringe. You are cringe.
Hey, come on.
Fucking Toko, man. It's got her so worked up. Still not too happy about things, I see. There's something odd about Toko's behavior. What, you mean her current behavior? I don't find that particularly odd. She was dragged here against her will by a next to demonic teddy bear. And I say next to demonic because that thing seems to have technology in it so advanced, I sometimes wonder if there's magic involved. I do not think mere shock is enough to explain it. I guess I wasn't much help at all in this one. Well, it's okay. At least you got a donut. I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you. My logic fingers you as a potential suspect, pretty boy. We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's true.
Yes. I give a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walk toward the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions. Couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. As we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. Until finally, it came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated! Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Good, good. You're rip-roaring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well,
Okay then, let's get this show on the road.
thrills, chills, kills!
Everyone, please find your assigned seats. And so, the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment. A deadly deception. A deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle. A deadly defense. A deadly faith. A deadly class trial. Okay. I'm going to stop the episode here, and we're going to start the trial proper for the next one. I will say this. We pretty much have all the clues we need to really piece together the true nature of the crime and what happened, along with where. But I won't explain everything here because I don't want to take out all the fun of the trial for you guys. So maybe you guys can figure all out on your own. But if not, then well. Everybody in the class trial will put their collective heads together to do it all for us. And we'll probably have a lot of fun playing minigames in the meanwhile, doing all that. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you guys enjoyed this latest episode of Danganronpa. If you did and you want to see more content from me, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you all next time. Take care.